Welcome to Sunset News on this Wednesday evening. And this half hour, we bring you the latest news, stories from the community, economic updates, tomorrow's weather, as well as the latest from the sporting world. I am Glenora Shipura. Getting into the news tonight, Anon Kats, the senior counsel lawyer for the IPC, gives his position of how President Nangolo violated the Namibian constitution when he extended elections. He is joined by another Cape Town-based advocate, Kessler Perumsmi, also joined by Dirk Conradi and Patrick Kauter to represent the IPC and the LPM legal suits to have the National Assembly elections annulled. The Electoral Court will decide whether the applications will be joined. Let's take a look at how that went.
In Southern Africa or Namibia, oppose a state. It is an applicant who wishes his case to go forward, and here a court invites the parties to say, why shouldn't this matter be stayed? And the applicant says, well, considering all the law and the facts, of course there should be a stay. And the respondents, for whatever reasons, which they don't explain, they talk about our rights, talk about everything, they talk about Churchill. And if we want to talk about Churchill in proper context, they shall not raise the white flag in the court. They will continue to distort the truth on TikTok and Telegram. I've always learned as a child, I don't want to talk about my children, when you point a finger at Swapo, the president of Swapo is pointing a finger at us, they're three pointing back. That applies to Swapo, not to my client. They will not surrender. They won't surrender power. Ever. Until... I'll leave that. Let me turn to my two big points. My two big points are, unfortunately, I've got to deal with this. I didn't want to, but I'm going to. The first issue is, I'm going to have to turn to the merits of a particular issue, which is our argument has been utterly distorted by the respondents. And I use the respondents in respect to all three. Now the court turned to page 320 of the record, which is the proclamation at stake. On 320, one sees what is at stake, and I'll turn to why I say it's at stake. 320. And I'll show you. Now this, sorry, let me just, I'll ask you.
Still with the same story, watch as Sisa Namanje, the legal counsel for Swapo, opposed the application to suspend the Electoral Court hearing. He said his client, the winning and victorious party, wants the court to do what it must, that being to adjudicate, has taken a serious offense to Anon Kats' assertion that anyone opposing the application to put on hold the National Assembly hearing until the supreme outcome has sinister intentions. According to him, the fact that Swapo cadres fought for liberation, there is no way that they can be undemocratic. These videos are from Jemima Biekas. Let's take a look.
Swapo party's prejudice to be suffered by Swapo party alone. We spoke on behalf of our members as the Swapo party, as a litigant. We spoke about the Namibian nation. And we are entitled to do that. And my colleague, finally, it's not democracy. My colleague is saying our opposition to the state is obstructive and may be subversive to democracy in Namibia. That's what he's suggesting. I take strong exception in that regard, particularly because I'm acting for Swapo. Your Lordship, on an incident happened in this very court on the 30th of May 1977 at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. Because of an order made those days by the High Court, a combatant of my client, Nduvu Nangor, was executed in his fight for democracy in this country. Was executed. And that was to fight amongst others so that we have an independent and speedy trial to dispute. So we can never be accused, the Swapo party, that when we say a dispute must be resolved, that we are acting in a manner that is subversive to the democracy we fought for.
The Electoral Court has adjourned court until Monday, the 20th of January, to give its ruling on the application to put on hold the hearing for National Assembly election dispute until the Supreme Court outcome. Moving on to our next story, there's light at the end of the tunnel for education in the country as the results of the National Senior Secondary Certificate Ordinary Level NSSCO and Advanced Level NSCAS for 2024 show clear improvements compared to last year. Nearly 54% of grade 11 learners qualified for diploma or degree programs, a notable increase of 4.9% from 48.8% in 2023. Additionally, the number of learners advancing to advanced subsidiary AS levels rose from 25.2% to 29.5%. The percentage of AS candidates achieving a symbol in at least 2 of 3 subjects also climbed, reaching 94.30%, up from 92.8% last year. The Minister of Education, Arts and Culture, Anon Kats, highlighted the significant progress in scientific subjects such as mathematics, chemistry, physics, and agricultural science. Physics, for example, saw 51.7% of candidates achieving a D symbol or higher compared to just 37.1% the previous year. Commercial subjects have also shown outstanding results. Business studies saw 81.4% of learners achieving a passing symbol, while entrepreneurship led the way with nearly 97% of learners earning a symbol. Now, languages performed well too, with European first languages, Afrikaans, English, and German recording a jump in A symbols from 1.9% in 2023 to 8.5% this year. The overall improvement is most evident among full-time candidates, as the average for D symbols and higher rose from 83.5% 2 years ago to 93% in 2024. African first languages also excelled with an average of 88.1%, achieving a D symbol or higher, up from 83.5% last year. However, there were declines in top symbols for Afrikaans and English second language, with the national average dropping from 70.2% to 58.9%. The story for part-time candidates is less optimistic. Of the over 39,000 part-time grade 11 learners, only some subjects like physics and mathematics showed improvement. Unfortunately, others, including English, second language, biology, and chemistry, saw declines. The ministry, in collaboration with NAMCO, is planning to further research to address this issue, as many part-time learners retake the same curriculum multiple times without a significant improvement. On a brighter note, this year's top performer is Jolisa Garises from Rukongo Vision School in Kavango East. Rukongo Vision School also takes the title of the top public school in the country, while Consignum Roman Catholic School in Omusati is the top private school, offering NSCO finally. A shift in regional ranking sees Oshikoto overtaking Commerce to become the best performing region in 2024. Namibian education is making strides, but there's still work to be done, especially for part-time learners. Now, getting into our next story, the managing director of Nampower, Mr. Kahenge Haulufu, gave a statement at the Nampower Bursary Awards ceremony held at their headquarters this morning in Windhoek, awarding bursaries to 14 students starting their first year of studies at tertiary institutions locally and in other countries in the SADC region. The bursary recipients are to pursue studies in fields including electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, data science, transport management, and logistics, among others. 2 of the 14 recipients are living with disabilities. Let's take a look.
The selection process was no easy one, as there were many who had similar capabilities as yourselves. However, besides looking at important determining factors such as academic performance, basic knowledge of specific field of study, and financial need, we also had to take into consideration the educational circumstances of applicants living with disabilities, marginalized groups, and female candidates. In addition to the interviews, candidates were subjected to a psychometric assessment, which included the assessment for trainability, as well as determining training and academic potential, assessment of career insight, and the relevance of study.
In our next story, after investigations by its explosive experts, the Namibian police have confirmed that a bomb scare reported yesterday afternoon at Hosea Kutako International Airport was a false alarm. Initial reports suggested that the threat originated from a passenger aboard a plane scheduled for departure. However, this information has since been declared untrue. All necessary security checks were conducted and the airline has been cleared and found free of explosives. It was a false alarm, said National Police spokesperson Kauna Shikwambi. That concludes our top stories. On the other side of the break, we take a look at our entertainment news. Getting into our entertainment news, following its stellar premiere in December, the Namibian film Skeleton Coast will screen at Ster-Kinekor Grove and Maruo Mall for 2 weeks starting Friday the 17th of January. Produced by Modular Studios in collaboration with Nigeria's Play Network Studios, the film follows a group of African scientists on the Skeleton Coast in search of blue namite, a mythical gem rumored to be hidden along Namibia's rugged coastline. As tensions arise after a team member mysterious death, the group grapples with the question, is one of them the culprit or is the coast delivering a grim warning? The film boasts an international ensemble cast including Shuna Daringo, Tapelo Mokwena, Sinti Matlanku, Mawali Gabo, Eric Roberts, Rene Mena, Ini Dimo Okoji, and Dimolola Adegbite in the photo cast and crew at the official premiere. On the other side of the break, we take a look at our story of the day. Getting into our story of the day, yesterday during the Namibia Students Financial Assistance Fund 2025 online application held in Windhoek, NASFAF CEO Kennedy Kandume revealed that during the 2024 academic year, the fund supported 53,793 beneficiaries with a budget of $2.5 billion, an 18.3% increase from 2023. 31,144 applications were received, but only 22,339 were successful, with 58% being female. He further stated that 72% pursued undergraduate studies, while 26.7% focus on TVET and 306 on postgraduate programs. For 2025, NASFAV anticipates over 30,000 new intakes under its new inclusive multi-optional students loan system. Applications close on the 31st of March 2025. Let's take a look.
A total number of 31,144 applications or loan applications, of which 8,805 were rejected due to falling outside the eligibility criteria. This leaves a total number of 22,339 successful applicants, which represent 72% of total applications received. Of the considered 22,339 successful applicants, 12,924 or 58% were female applicants, while male applicants were 9,450, representing 42%. In terms of level of study, 72% or 16,063 students were awarded to study at undergraduate level, while 5,970 or 26.7%.
On the other side of the break, we take a look at our community talk. Getting into our community talk, opposition unanimously rejects election results. The leaders of several Namibian opposition parties expressed their support for the LPM and the IPC's court challenges against the results of last year's presidential and national elections. Hank Mudge, president of the Republican Party, says today's court's case is extremely important and it must end with a decision in favor of the applicants. Let's take a look.
We all know what happened in this past elections. It was so blatantly rigged that that we decided directly after the first day of the election or the second day that we need to come together, all the political parties, the opposition parties, which we did, and we decided that we are going to take legal steps. At the time, the IPC already started with their legal action. And then we decided that it doesn't make sense, and also the LPM. Then we decided that it made no sense for every political party to run to their lawyers and legal people to make a case against the ECN and Swapo. So we decided in that case we will support the court case brought by the IPC. Now, we had a few meetings. At one of the meetings, it was mentioned, and it's in the minutes, that Dr. Itula said that their strategy, according to their strategy, whatever it is, that we will be cited as respondents. The IPC will be the applicant. And that is now in the general election, General Assembly election. And presidential elections, he said that he would be the applicant and the rest will be respondents, the rest of the parties. I myself, I can only speak for myself. I thought that we would have another meeting, that we can clear that out, which did not happen. And then when we saw the court papers, then all of a sudden we realized that we are now seen as defendants in this court case, along with Swapo, ECN, the president, and all that. Now, obviously, that confused our members and our supporters completely. They were asking, but what's going on? They thought that we are all together in this case. Now, we've decided to organize and to arrange for this media conference from the Republican Party side, and I believe also from the others, they can speak for themselves, but to make it abundantly clear, we are in support of the court case. We in the Republican Party don't see ourselves as respondents, we see ourselves as applicants.
Getting into our economic news, the annual inflation increased to 3.4% in December from 3.0% in November, reflecting a marked deceleration from the 5.3% recorded in December 2023. The average inflation rate for 2024 was 4.2%, down from 5.9% in 2023, underscoring the broader trend of easing price pressures over the year. The December increase was driven by persistent inflationary contributions from key sectors, including transport, housing and utilities, and food and non-alcoholic beverages. On a monthly basis, inflation rose by 0.2%, slightly below the 0.3% recorded in November. As the year concluded, quarterly inflation for the fourth quarter of 2024 stood at 3.1%, down from 4.1% in the third quarter of 2024 and 5.7% in the fourth quarter of 2023, underscoring improved stability in food and fuel prices. The year-to-date inflation rate averaged at 4.2%, a notable reduction compared to the 5.9% recorded during the same period in 2023. Let's take a look at our economic indicators. The Namibian dollar trades against the British pound at 22.92, against the euro at 19.09, against the US dollar at 18.09, to Namibian dollars and 50 cents gets you one Chinese yuan. On the commodities market, gold and copper went up, while platinum and Brent crude oil went down. Brent crude oil trading at 0.98%, going for $80 and 36 cents per barrel. Getting into our weather predictions for tomorrow, the capital city can expect some sunny weather conditions with a minimum of 16 and a maximum of 29 degrees Celsius. Katima Mulilo can expect some showers with a minimum of 19 and a maximum of 31 degrees Celsius. Henties Bay can expect partly cloudy conditions with a minimum of 17 and a maximum of 20 degrees Celsius with partly cloudy conditions. Adams Bay can expect sunny weather conditions with a minimum of 16 and a maximum of 34 degrees Celsius, while Rehoboth can also expect some sunny weather conditions with a minimum of 18 and a maximum of 33 degrees Celsius. Getting into the world of sports, the sports rep team caught up with the under-16 tennis player Marie van Schalkwyk, who is representing Namibia in the team competition of the ITF/CAT Southern African Junior Under-14 and Under-16 Championships held at the Central Tennis Court in Windhoek. Here is what she had to say.
Mora Marie, how are you doing today?
Good, and you?
I'm good, thank you. You're one of the under 16 girls players. Would you like to tell me a bit about the match you just had?
I didn't play as well as I thought I was going to, but she played a lot of moon balls, and I feel I could have handled it better, but I didn't.
All right.
So I think I could have attacked more, but I didn't.
So for the upcoming games, what do you think you'd like to do differently?
I would like to use my forehand more, and my serves, I would like to improve my serves more because I feel my serves is so. I make a lot of mistakes in my serves.
Yeah, but I watched your match and you played really well and you're a very strong player. How has your experience been thus far?
It was very exciting and it was nice. I was looking forward for zonals, so yeah.
Which team was the toughest match you've had with?
Um, for the teams,
Yeah, or even individuals
South Africa
so
against
far.
Roxy.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Good luck on your upcoming games and all the best with the next events. Thank you.
Thank you.
And with that, we've come to the end of today's broadcast. From me, Glenn Rashipura, until next time.